Thanks for the clapping. That's great. My name is Bart Foster. I'm CEO and founder of Solo Health. Solo Health is a technology company focused on self-service healthcare. Our first product is called EyeSight. It's a vision screening kiosk using patented technology coming out of CIBA Vision, where I spent 8 years. We have significant market traction, and we have an experienced management team. In fact, just over the last 6 weeks, we've been featured CNBC, Forbes, and ABC News, and the reason is because we're right in the middle of two major growth trends going on. Pete said it great this morning when he talked about the digital consumer. That's where people are headed. Consumer-directed healthcare is the first major trend. The second is self-service technology. It's things like the ATM machine, the airline kiosk, the photo kiosk. They've really paved the way for consumer acceptance of what we're trying to do. In self-service healthcare, it's at its infancy. EyeSight. It's a vision screening kiosk designed to educate people on the importance of eye health, drive them in to get an exam. We're putting these in high-traffic retail environments, making it quick and easy for people to use. We get paid from the people who benefit the most. It's the eye doctors who get the referrals, and it's the manufacturers who sell more product. The eye care industry is a $28 billion market, but it could be much, much bigger if we could get more people to get their eyes examined more frequently. The challenge is your eyes, they deteriorate so slowly over time, most people don't realize. You think you're 20/20, but you really have no idea. And the fact is, half of all eye disease is preventable with a regular eye exam. So what we're going to do, we're going to grow the size of the pie. Over the last year, we've learned a lot, but we've put nearly 55 units into the market. We're going to have 80 by the end of the year. We're putting them in high-traffic retail environments. The reason why retailers love these, they're putting in their pharmacy. This is a health and wellness benefit for their shoppers. We just expanded yesterday. We put 10 more units in Atlanta, but now we're in Atlanta, we're in St. Louis, we're in Houston. We just signed contracts in Charlotte and in Richmond, and we're expanding. But we're getting paid from the doctors who pay to be listed, as well as the manufacturers like CIBA Vision, Transitions, Essilor, Bausch & Lomb. These are industry-leading companies, and the reason they're paying is because they want to grow the whole market. How we financed our growth, we had to get really creative, and we had to do it by customers paying and paying up front. So what we did is we turned what was a business that was capital intense, and we made it capital efficient. And we did that by charging $8,000 up front and $1,000 a month. If you look at our costs, it's a 5-month payback, but in fact, we're actually cash flow neutral after the first month, and we'll continue to run that model. The reason people pay is because of the results that we're achieving. Every kiosk, on average, is generating 35 users a day. 25% of those people, when we ask the question, when was your last eye exam? Surprising. People said 25% of those people said they've never had an eye exam ever. 50% of the people either failed their near or their distance visual acuity. We're generating 12 to 15 new exams on a monthly basis, and we've signed contracts for over $900,000 year to date. We're on track for $1.2 million this year. But there's two opportunities I want to tell you about, because that was our core model, but we've been contacted by several companies that operate in the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles. The number one reason why you can't renew your driver's license online is because you got to go back to the DMV and get your vision screening. We're going to change that. We have the opportunity and the IP and the patents to protect that, and we have strategic investors that are coming to us saying, can you help us? That's one opportunity we're going to explore. The second, retailers are saying, we're not enamored with our blood pressure machines today. And in fact, there's 48,000 blood pressure machines in the market. Can you help us replace the existing blood pressure machines in adding to the kiosk blood pressure, body mass index, a basic health risk assessment? This becomes Solo Health. It's self-service healthcare, and again, that's at its infancy. So these are two opportunities we're going to explore, but when you look at the total size of the overall market, and just to give you a frame of reference, there's 48,000 blood pressure machines. Redbox, who's owned by Coinstar now, they just announced they're going to have 22,000 DVD renting kiosks by the end of the year. It's a very big market. People want to self-diagnose. They want to take matters into their own hands. The digital consumer's here. When you layer all those opportunities, it's a $200 million market. Our funding, before I left CBavision, since we left CBavision, raised $3.1 million. We're going to be looking for a Series B that's going to allow us to expand our existing model and expand into at least one new vertical. And that'll be early next year. In summary, the timing is perfect. The keynote speaker talked about it today, the digital consumer. With healthcare reform and what's happening with the trends in self-service, the timing couldn't be better for us. We have proven technology. We have large customers that can scale. We have issued patents with significant barriers to entry, multiple points of recurring revenue, and experienced management team who can make this happen. We have significant market traction, and I encourage you, if you haven't used the iSight kiosk, use one in Atlanta or use one that we brought today to the show. We have one in the forum, and I think you'd really enjoy seeing it. Thank you for your time.